if you create a tree from the top. Okay, wait.
Better smoke a pipe.
Huh?
Better smoke
Yeah.
a pipe now. It's much better now, yeah?
Moje peregrinacje do europejskich fajkarzy byłyby niekompletne bez wizyty w Niemczech, gdzie udaliśmy się do wyjątkowego rzemieślnika, który w kreatywny sposób połączył dwie pasje: ogrodnictwo oraz oczywiście tworzenie fajek. Poznajcie Tobiasa Hyse z Bonsai Pipes.
I'm a pipe collector and smoker for many years, and one day I had a wish to make a pipe by my own. And so I bought a pre-drilled block with acrylic mouthpiece, like so many other pipe makers, and got some files and start shaping. And the finished pipe was really ugly, but it was so much fun to make this pipe, and I bought another block and another, got some tools, machineries, built up my workshop. And then in the year 2016, I began to sell my pipes under the brand of Bonsai Pipes. Many people ask me why bonsai pipes. I'm a bonsai collector and gardener for more than 20 years now. And as a kid, I watched the movie The Karate Kid. And there was Mr. Miyagi sitting in his room with a small tree in a tiny little pot, and he trimmed him back, and I sit there as a kid and was fascinated. And many years later, I turned into the bonsai hobby. And that's my passion, and that's the reason why my pipe brand called Bonsai Pipes. Bonsai and pipe making aren't much different. If you create a tree from the top to the bottom and you have finished it, sometimes an important branch dies and you have to redesign and reshape the tree. The same you have with a block of briar. All pipe makers knew the problem. You begin with the shaping and there's a big flaw and you have to change your direction, and at the end sometimes it's a complete different shape. To work with bonsai trees, you have to be patient, and the same thing is with pipe making. You have to respect the tree and the nature, and you have to respect the briar block, it's also nature. And you have to combine them and shape maybe a beautiful pipe and piece of art. My personal preferences in pipes are mostly the classic ones, like the billiard, the apple, the Rhodesian. I'm familiar with this, and you can also see this classical line in my pipes that I make, but with some personal touch and some modern details. For example, one of my signature shape, it's called the Knubbel. Basically, it's a Rhodesian. You have the bowl with the rills and rings, have the round shank, but I love it to play with the proportions, and it's become very short and fat, because Knubbel is a German word and means a little fat and chubby thing. So with a very short stem, it's a compact Rhodesian version. My other signature shape I called Shaugheen. It's basically also a Rhodesian, but with a teardrop shank and a very short stem. And it's much smaller than the Knubbel. And why Shaugheen? Shaugheen is a bonsai term and describes trees which are around 20 centimeters in high and which you can hold in one hand. A very small bonsai size category. Yeah, that's why I called this shape Shaugheen. And I also love to make, some classics. Billiards. Billiards are, for me, the shape. I'm not a crazy pipe making guy. I love it natural, but with my personal touch. This is the Knubbel, my signature shape. On this I make a contrast blast. I love this type of finish because you have both. You can see the ring grain and you can see the normal grain. And now we want to make this contrast blast on this Shaugheen pipe. I prepared for this. It's my other signature shape with a teardrop shank. So, first step is to stain. You can use any dark color. Here I made a dark red, like this one on the Knubbel. It's basically the same like a normal contrast on a smooth pipe, but on smooth you sand it and now we blast. Important is to use not much pressure. Okay, let the stain dry for a while and then blasting. So now we have to blast away mostly of the red so you can see the grain. And now, in this case, we use some yellow and bring out the contrast. Now let it dry. And you have the best from both worlds. Nice blast, nice contrast. Compared to the US scene, the pipe scene in Germany is much smaller than the other scenes in the world. But it's like a little family. Over the last 10 years, I met so many collectors, which are now very good friends, and I met so many pipe makers here from Germany, which are also very good friends. With some pipe makers, I'm in daily contact, and we talk, share some ideas, and maybe work together. Like Dirk Heinemann. We made a collaboration pipe for this year Chicago Pipe Show, and it's so much fun being together in the workshop and make some pipes. I talked about the good friends, and one of these good friends here in the German scene is Hans Wiedemann, the tobacco blender from HU Tobacco. And some years ago we had a video chat and drank some beer, talk about pipes and tobaccos, and I asked him if he could make me a sample of a Virginia Oriental blend without Latakia. Back in these days, blends like this were not popular here in Germany. And he said, hey, why not? I try, and he make a sample, and I smoke it, but that was not that what I had in my mind. So you make another sample and another sample, and the tobacco was better and better. And he tried this, and I said, oh, that's a great blend. Why we can do this under the HU label. And that was an honor for me. The tobacco and the HU label, oh man, that's great. It took maybe 1 year that we got it and had a perfect blend, and that was Virginia Oriental Burley cube cuts with a topping from chocolate and a hint of Perique for the spiciness, without Latakia, only basically Virginia Orient. And it was a great tobacco, And yes, then we need a name, and I decided the name Nebari. Nebari is like the Shohin I told, also a bonsai term, and means the visible surface roots on the tree. So we had the tobacco, we had the name, and now we need the production. And the production is the next good friend of me, Thomas Nietzsche, the master blender from Kopp Tobacco, and he made this professional and produced the whole tobacco at the Kopp factory, and the Nebari was born. Usually customers can see my work at the social media like Facebook or Instagram, but more important for me are the pipe shows, because you can meet the customers personally, you can get in contact with the dealers, and many years a wish was to attend the biggest show in the world, the Chicago Pipe Show, and last year I finally got it and attended the show, and it was mind-blowing to see friends from all over the world, meet the customers, the retailers, the dealers, the tobacco blenders, all in one big show, and that was awesome and incredible. Last year I finally got it and could attend the show in Chicago, and that was a game changer for me because I have some contacts to the American market, got some dealers, get contacts to the Chinese market, which is much bigger than the European or the US market. And yeah, for me as a pipe maker, it was the final goal. It was also interesting to see how different the cultures are. You have the American pipe smoking community, which likes special shapes or something, and compared to this, the Chinese market, they love smooth pipes with good grain, and it's all different, the European, the US and the Chinese market. And yeah, that's really interesting. This year, after 10 years half pipe making, I will be a full-time pipe maker, and there are some challenges. If you want to do this professional, you have to build up some international contacts. That's the reason why Chicago was a game changer for me, because I had these contacts with the US market, and in Chicago I got a chance to get a great Chinese dealer. And you need a mix of private customers and dealers from Europe, the US, the Chinese market, and that's important that you can sell the pipes all over the world if you want to do this professional. So hopefully in the future that will help me to do this not as a hobby but in a professional level.